going on, football fans? Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Birds. And now we're going to go to the part 2 of the defensive struggles against Washington. And this time we're focusing on the run defense. So let's get right to it. Actually starting off pretty well here. First drive, where they actually also got them off the field to a punt situation before the Josh Sweat forced fumble. Here we have split zone. So we're going to have the split block defender right here. Rest of the guys here in zone. And this is fitted well by the defense, especially by the linebackers who are coming in here and fitting up the of the A and B, the two A gaps there. And then other than that, we have that 5 front in between. So when they're running this right here, and we have the 5-2, all the gaps are pretty much occupied and well shot here by both TJ and Kaiser to get up and fill those gaps aggressively, and that limits this play to about 2 yards. All right, so here we have a situation with a 4-2 because Josh Sweat is dropping into coverage, and he's been told to drop into coverage, so he's going to do it no matter what. And they're running, and of course he sees that late because he's a defensive end who should not be dropping into coverage. But other than that, we're going to have 2 linebackers in the box, so one of them being Marcus Epps. So we have a 4-2 front against 11 personnel where one of them is a DB. What could possibly go wrong? It's a basic zone. Hassan Reddick takes a wild angle outside here. Looks like he has contain on Taylor Heineke. So if you have a guy playing contain, that leaves us now in a 3-2 situation instead. And of course they have free release up to Marcus Epps. And thank God that this tight end fucks up the block on Marcus Epps, because otherwise it's a massive highway. All right, next drive, we're going to see this double power here, where something we're going to see a lot of in this game. They really utilize that. And it's a good way to defeat the 5-man front, because you're putting more stress on the linebackers here. If you're not having 3 linebackers that can react to pullers, and you have 5 guys on the line, then pulling is a good way of creating mismatches. Because if you're going to pull, so here we're pulling, they're pulling the wing and the left guard. And so with these guys, you're pulling to the opposite side. You're creating more of an advantage to that right side, whereas the back side, you can have 3 defenders, 3 to 4 defenders, depending on the linebackers if they come with the pullers, that basically don't do anything for the play. So they have the kick out blocker and they have the lead blocker there in the wing. So kick out and lead. And he's just pretty much going to be down blocking whoever he finds first. And then it's up to Robinson to just find the gap there. And he kind of runs into his own man. That's the only thing that limits this play. Otherwise, that is a major gap here until he gets to Marcus Epps. But because he runs into his own guy, Epps has like a second more to get to the line. And that creates that play. Right, so this is the very next play. And this is exactly the same thing that we saw right before. So this time they're going to add, the wing is coming in instead, and then down blocking the opposite side. The exact same thing, the power outside here. You have the kick out and the lead. And then it's basically just Robinson who's plowing forward for 8 yards and moving the chains. All right, so here's where it gets a little bit more frustrating. We're coming out here, Washington coming out here, and basically at 12 personnel with an extra offensive line, and then McLaurin lined up right at the line there in a tight end position. And we have a 5-1, so very light box here for the Eagles. And depending on the DBs to kind of fill in there, one of the 5 is Kaiser White to that side, and so Kaiser he gets smothered here by the extra offensive lineman. And then basically it's just the zone and plenty of room there for Robinson to move up for about 4 or 5 yards. All right, so that was 3rd down. This is 1st down now, and they're going to do the exact same thing here. Outside power with the double pulls here. One split blocking kick out there from the one wing. And then the other tight end coming out here is the lead blocker. Now, the difference in this one is that we do have the 5-2, so we have a 7-man box. And that is going to help us. Actually, we also have Marcus Epps in there. So this time we're actually matching up pretty well here pre-snap. And TJ and Kaiser, TJ does a really good job of following the tight end coming across right here to limit everything to that side. And they don't gain anything. So then it works when you actually have the guys on the field. And again, a power with double pulls. We're going to see that so many times now. This time when they have Kaiser split out of the box, so it's basically a 5-1 with TJ Edwards in there. And you have Marcus Epps who can fill in, I guess. But this is 12 personnel. You have 2 tight ends lined up right here. And then, so you got 7 guys on 6 basically here. And then you got the 2 outside pulls. And this is what I was talking about. When you're pulling the 2 guys away here, you have 1, 2, 3 defenders to the backside who's doing nothing. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on the front side with 2 pullers coming in. 1 kick out, 1 down. And then you have Robinson plowing forward for 10 yards. all kinds of madness down here on the 5-yard line. So they're going to go with a split zone run, and they have man coverage there with the DB. I think it's Marcus Epps or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I don't know who it is. Right there. Oh, it's Josiah Scott. So he's gonna fly over to the side with the guy coming in the split block, and he's in the way of T.J. Edwards. And then you basically have both of your of your defensive tackles getting down blocked there inside. You have T.J. Edwards getting almost run over, and look at that massive gap. Milton just hangs on for a touchdown saving tackle. It's not ideal on a 5-yard line to basically just have a 2-on-2 situation against the double team. All right, so another zone here, and this time we got 5-2, so we're in much better position despite them being in 12 personnel right here to actually stop it. And where we're going to see both from Kaiser White and T.J. Edwards, mostly T.J. Edwards, that he shoots up for his gap right here. And so this is, Marlon Tuipulotu and Fletcher Cox get driven way too much back, so it's poor individual effort from them. If they actually were to stop this a little bit more at the line, they're both getting single blocked there. Fletcher Cox gets a little bit of a tight end chip as well. But if they actually get a little bit more of a stout defense there, then it's much better fitted. They only do get about 3 or 4 yards, but it's much better played by the linebackers here. And the scheme works better in terms of what Washington's throwing at them. And so if we're going to tell our linebackers that they need to play this hard on guys coming across, it's not going to work when we're in a 5-2 here, because we need all of these guys here to actually help out in the run when we're against 11 personnel. And Kaiser is basically he's removed from the play simply by one motion guy, and so the rest of them here are going to be split zone blocking. So the tight end that's coming in here, he's going to be taking out the defensive end. Kaiser's apparently removed by the motion guy, and so there we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offensive linemen against a 4-man situation there at the line. And you have a free releaser up for T.J. Edwards and a big gap for Gibson to hit. And then a short yardage situation. What do we have once again? We have the double pull from the backside here. Don't get too many guys removed here like they did before, but still the kick out block, the down block, and they have an automatic first down on a short yardage situation. And again, Kaiser White getting removed by a motion man. That should not have to be necessary when there are this many guys in the box and we have this many DBs on the field. This is just a simple dive up the middle. And a double team on Fletcher Cox. He gets removed by it immediately. And he gets driven way, way, way back. So you have a free releaser up for T.J. Edwards. Javon Hargrave gets taken out by a single block. And they get 6 yards. All right, so we're in a 5-2 here. We still have 4 DBs on the field. They're in the box right here. They have 10 guys in the box pre-snap, kicking out the defensive end, releasing straight up for the linebackers. No help there from Epps and Bradbury. So you're immediately undermanned, and also and that just and when your guys are getting physically dominated like they are right here, like Fletcher Cox removed, T.J. Edwards removed, Hassan Reddick removed. It's just setting up for failure. All right, and then we have 4-2, and once again, the motion man and what looks to be the read option here has Kaiser White in shambles. He has no idea what's going on the play. And so while we're already in 4-2 against 11 personnel, so we have an extra tight end in there, 6 guys on the line here blocking. We have 4 defensive line, 1 linebacker who is way out of there. Again, it's simply a matter of numbers, and Eagles are losing that battle. Fletcher Cox gets removed. And another easy gain for Washington. Finally, we actually have a DB in the box who can play football, and who can play the run. So here they go with the power here. T.J. Edwards reads it. Kaiser White, again, all over the place. No idea. It doesn't read the puller. He's out of there. But Josiah Scott, he so effectively fills up on that outside on the puller. T.J. Edwards scrapes and has the inside of the puller. Kaiser White is going out there and has the outside contained. This is perfectly played for once. Split zone, And at this point, you can just tell the defense is gassed, and they don't have any confidence that they can stop anything. And so it's a basic zone concept here. A little bit of a double team there on Fletcher Cox. He's removed immediately, going up to the linebackers. And then it's just Robinson plowing forward, dragging everybody. So left, double team here to begin with on the left side with the left guard in the center. They remove, I think it's Hargrave, move up to the second level on Kaiser. Easy 5 yards. Outside zone, and either Robert Quinn or Kaiser White has to be the outside contained defender. And Kaiser's trying to tell Robert something here pre-snap. I don't know if it's that he needs to get more outside, but whatever it is, he does not respond to it. And for some reason, Robert decides to go inside of all of this and basically leaves Kaiser with 2 gaps to defend down there, the outside, with a tight end already in motion, and of course has the outside leverage there. So either Kaiser is not fast enough to get out there, but he's clearly trying to tell Robert something, and he goes inside, which makes no sense. Sweep play for Washington here. I have no idea who's supposed to be outside contain here. Probably it's Hassan Reddick, who goes head up on the tight end instead and gets kind of sealed inside, because none of these DBs look like they have any intention of going outside to begin with. Or maybe this guy's late and has to be, I don't know. Poor play. Once again, here, just having fun in the Wildcat. Faking the reverse sweep here. Whoops, for Terry McLaurin. And I still can't tell you who is supposed to be outside contain guy. I have no idea. You have the lead blocker out there, so you assume one of the linebackers have to get out, but they're getting super tricked by Terry McLaurin coming across, especially Kaiser White. He's still going out over there. Finally, we have a good individual play from a defensive lineman here in Fletcher Cox, who's winning against the right tackle here, making the tackle. But I just want you to notice that, or actually also Milton Williams shedding his block. We just wanted you to notice that here we're deep in the third quarter. This is right after the Dallas Goedert fumble. Maybe it's even fourth quarter, to be honest. And we're coming out here in this five-man front. And the 2 guys we have in the box, along with T.J. Edwards, are DBs against 12 personnel, 2 tight ends in there. Just letting you know. Another good play by Hargrave here, winning against the left tackle. They're going to be diving up the middle here, so they'll be double teaming on the defensive tackles in the middle. Williams, good job, shedding the block, stopping for a short run there. Once again, Milton here on the next run as well. This time we're going to see the split zone, so he's going to be splitting back. He's traveling along with the defensive tackle. Epps fills his gap. Milton comes in there and makes a tackle.